Like for me, reliability is statistically, you're not going to have to spend excessive amounts of money trying to maintain your vehicle.
Okay. Reliability and affordability in the same time. I'm thinking Mazda, super reliable, parts are not expensive, anyone can repair that vehicle.
But I feel like in a Hyundai and Kia, but you don't have to jump to the top of the line to get just like the basic features that we know, that we love, that we appreciate.
Honda is in top of my list because they have a little bit of more or better technology. I want to be comfortable, I want to enjoy. I'm driving 2 hours a day, so I want to enjoy.
The crazy thing is, imagine taking a 15, 20-year-old, I guess a 20-year-old, imagine taking like a 15, 20-year-old vehicle to a dealership and saying, I want you to fix everything it needs, and the bill being less than $2,000.
Damn.
Imagine that. That's a freaking Honda.
I think you should reconsider your number one.
Nah, it's Toyota, baby. Toyota.
So,
Welcome everybody to another amazing episode of MotorCast, baby. Allow me to introduce to you the man, the myth, the legend, my partner, my friend, my brother, Homer fucking Lopez.
What's up, my bro?
What's up, my dude?
So good to see you.
So good to see you. So glad to see you. I'm so happy you're listening. I'm so happy that you're watching the YouTube. Again, it means the world to us that you're here. We're going to be delivering another fantastic episode for you. What are we recording today, Homer?
Today we're jumping into a topic that we should tell the story. So in the previous recording day, one of us, we're not gonna blame no one, didn't turn on his mic, and on the second time that we tried to record the episode, every camera died.
Right. So we're recording, and in the middle of recording, Homer looked at me like I just gave birth to a kid in the middle of the episode, and I'm like, "What are you looking at, bro?" He's like, "Why is your light on your mic?"
Yeah.
And I didn't want to believe it, but the light wasn't on, the mic was off. I was like, okay, we said, okay, cool, let's get to recording again. But when we get to recording again, halfway through it, camera freaking dies.
Yeah.
So this is third time is the charm right here.
Yeah. So the topic is, what are the most reliable brands based on your perspective and my perspective, your opinion, my opinion.
Right.
Right. So let me tell you something super cool. This is gonna be episode number 30.
Wow.
30, can you imagine, bro? And we're not even, we still didn't make it a year, and we're at over 30 episodes already, so I'm super excited about that.
And I will say, man, every time you mention the number, it's actually like surreal, because just like this is super fun, but just like the effort to put the episodes together is like so much. I can't believe, like, I've never stuck with something like this in my life, so I'm really happy to be doing it with you.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I feel the same. I haven't been that consistent in other stuff. I've been consistent in some stuff, but not. I didn't imagine that I was gonna be with you that consistent. So I'm very proud of it.
Right.
Like we both know that this day of the month we're gonna record. No matter what.
No matter what. If
Right?
it's tough, if it's like today, for example, I'll share that story. My boy Homer been here since, what, 7:45?
Yeah.
My boy Homer been here since 7:45. I texted him at 7:45 talking about I'm going to be 5 minutes late. It's 10:30, and I just got here.
This guy told me, "Yo, can you go back home, bro? If I go back home, I'm not going out of my house again.
I didn't know what else
You're
to
not
say.
gonna see me until next Monday, not tomorrow, next Monday." But yeah. So let's jump into it, bro. Let's bake the cake.
Let's bake the cake. Shout out MC, baby. And real quick, the other reason I wanted to do this one of our opinion of the 5 car brands, because it seems like, one, there's a lot of opinions out there. Like when we first started recording this episode, I just jumped on Google and I was like, okay, let me see what I can find. And the garbage that was online, it was through MotorTrend, it was through like AUTOTREND, it was like all these different, in my opinion, what used to be reliable sources, and they just had trash on there. Like they had vehicles like Porsches on there. They had vehicles like vehicles that like Land Rovers, like vehicles that don't make any sense to be on any kind of either most reliable or anything like that. Now, if we were just talking about like dream cars or something like that, I would respect that, but we're talking about reliability. There is no Land Rover that's on a reliability list, and I know that from experience. You know what I mean? So this is our perspective of it with, I think, just real life experience of what cars actually are, in my opinion, super reliable.
Right. Now that I mentioned that, because again, that's their opinion, right? But for you, what's reliable? Probably something that for you might be something reliable and a different perspective from their side too.
Like for me, reliability is statistically, you're not going to have to spend excessive amounts of money trying to maintain your vehicle.
Okay.
Right? Statistically. Could something happen? Like, let's say we got two same exact vehicles. One of them, or most of them, are known to be so reliable and get so many miles and things like that. And could one of them be a dud? Two of them? Sure. Right? But when you statistically know this vehicle's maintenance costs are high, when you statistically know that this vehicle is prone to breaking down and things like that, or even, I would even compare reliability to, can you just pull up anywhere and get the work done?
Right.
Or do you need to go like to a specialty place or something like that? Like, I feel like once the cost of maintenance exceeds a certain value, for me personally, it gets out of that category. Doesn't mean it's a bad vehicle, but if you're looking for economical, reliable, and just like easy, it's not on that list.
Right. I totally agree with you. So, I don't know. I think this should be the clip. We're gonna go hard with whatever you say. MotorTrend is trash, blah blah blah.
Trash.
And I mean, with all the respect, and you can leave it if you want, but that's a super clip though. So let's start. What's your number 5, and then I'm gonna say.
So
number 5.
I wish I remembered my list from last time, because I don't. But
so you're saying that we're gonna learn. Just give your opinion.
Okay,
bro.
so I would say.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
All right. So for me, on number 5, my vehicle, reliability and affordability in the same time, I'm thinking Mazda. Mazda is something that is very nice. It's Japanese, right? So starting with a Japanese vehicle, for me, is gonna be mostly all of my vehicles. I think are Japanese, or at least Asian. So Mazda is super reliable. Parts are not expensive. Anyone can repair that vehicle. They're super nice. I'm seeing this Mazda Miata. How do you pronounce it right now? Miata, right? This Mazda Miata that we have right now, I mean, it's not expensive. It's very good looking, and anyone can fix it, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that's a brand that I'm gonna pick.
And you know what? I used to be a oil lube tech at Mazda, and man, those are some good cars. Like they were super reliable. They were super clean. Even when like the super old ones came, like the design wasn't horrible. It was easy to change parts. And even like the new cars that were in the showroom and stuff like that, they weren't like through the roof expensive. I'm there with you. I think Mazda is a really good one.
I don't know if here in the United States you had my favorite Mazda back in the days. It's gonna be the one between 2001 and 2005.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the Mazda Prodigy.
Yeah.
But I think in the United States there's no version that we used to see in Latin America. It's called Mazda 323. Did you see it? It's basically the same
boxy
vehicle, but because some of the vehicles that we receive in like the franchises, the vehicles that they sell is not American versions, it's Japanese versions. So back in the days, that was something that they were doing in that time. But bro, that was my favorite car, bro. I mean, I always dreamed to have. I never got it, but I always dreamed to have one.
We'll get you one, man. Don't let your dreams go yet. We'll get you a protege, baby.
So yeah, that's mine. What's yours?
For me, my number 5 is gonna be like Nissan.
Okay.
I think it's a great starter car. They're super inexpensive. Like you could get a brand new Nissan for not that much money, like a Versa, Sentra, something like that. I think that the quality is okay, right? I think it's not like the most amazing quality ever, but it's good enough where you still feel comfortable in it. I feel like the safety is really good, and I feel like the maintenance is fairly low. And again, definitely speaking on like some of the older ones, I feel like they just made them really well, very well put together, lots and lots of miles on it. My very first car ever was a Nissan Maxima. It was a 1992 Nissan Maxima. It had like 1 million miles on it. And it just always turned on, bro. The only thing I ever had to do to that car was put air in the tires and battery. Like that's that.
Not even oil change.
Dude, I never did an oil change.
Yeah,
I never did an oil change on that Joker. And that Joker just kept running forever, dude. So, I think that, again, I think they're pretty reliable. And the other thing is you could take them anywhere, and most people could work on them.
So my first one was a Daihatsu Charade. It was in 2012, and the vehicle
Who makes that car?
is part of Toyota.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a cheaper version of Toyota.
Very cool.
So
I didn't even know that existed.
Daihatsu, Toyota, and Lexus. So that Daihatsu, bro, it was a coupe, but it was like a 1981 or something like that. And the guy that sold it to me was he owned a body shop. Of course, he couldn't find the parts, like the how do you call it? The lights.
The headlights.
The headlights, yeah. So of course he couldn't find. So he put, I remember, Volkswagen Golf in the lights, and he put like the frame with the logo of Volkswagen. I thought it was a Volkswagen, and then I went into the document. It said Daihatsu Charade. It was. I'm gonna show you a picture.
I'm excited to see that.
So yeah, what's your number 4?
All right, so my number 4 is gonna be probably a Subaru. It's also Japanese. I think I like the quality much better than a Nissan. I think they're super, super reliable. Like, you still see a lot of old ones on the road. I feel like I just think like Subaru as a company, like the things they stand for and like the things that they care about, I feel like you really see those in the vehicle itself. They drive smooth. I mean, it's not fancy. There's no frills, but it's just like a good car. It's a reliable car with in my opinion, a really good design. It doesn't cost a whole bunch of money to fix. It doesn't really cost a whole bunch of money to buy. I think Subaru is probably going to be my number 4.
Nice. I've never had the experience of owning or driving as much as Subaru, so that's why I wouldn't put that not even on my list.
Yeah.
I probably put BMW before a Subaru because I've never drove one. But my favorite, my number 4 is gonna be Nissan. Why? Because I think there's more when we talk about reliability, you also need to think about how easy it's gonna get for you to get the parts.
Yeah.
Right? How easy it's gonna get for you to get a shop.
Yeah.
Or a Nissan dealer or whatever the case might be, right? So it's offer and demand, right? So if you have more of that, it's gonna get cheaper. So, and probably I'm wrong, right?
No, you're 100% right.
Into Nissan and Mazda comparison, why me personally I have a Nissan number 4 is because of that. Because at least where we live here in Georgia, I see Nissan everywhere.
Yeah.
I see Nissan dealers. I see Nissan vehicles all over that place. So that's why, in my opinion, Nissan should be in my list. Nissan it should be number 4.
I think that's a good number 4, man. So what would you put at number 3?
Number 3 is gonna be my favorite. What I drive, which is gonna be Hyundai and Kia. Recently, I know in the past they had their history, but I'm thinking from 2010, 12, they made huge improvements. They have the right technology. They have parts, affordability. They're very good looking.
I'm just gonna come out there and say it. It's also my number 3, Hyundai and Kia as well. And I agree with you. I think this is the top 5, of our opinion. And I think just based on what's important to us, one thing that you said, the tech is through the roof on the Kias and the Hyundais. Like, I feel like in most other cars, you have to buy like the top of the line model to get some of the tech that's available, get some of the features that's available. But I feel like in a Hyundai and Kia, you don't have to jump. It's awesome if you can, but you don't have to jump to the top of the line to get just like the basic features that we know, that we love, that we appreciate. I used to. That vehicle would have never been on my list a couple years ago. Yeah. I used to own a Hyundai Accent, and it was probably one of the worst vehicles. Like, literally, at any day, it was a gamble if it was going to turn on or not. I spent so much money getting that car fixed and just being able to drive. So now everything that they've done, like, I think they were one of the first manufacturers to come out with a 100,000-mile warranty. Right, wow. Like that's a big deal. I think if anytime somebody can stand behind their vehicle for that long, like, that was unheard of to me. Right. And even with some of their flaws, like I feel like just the fact that I can't believe we don't have one here right now, but just the fact that they share so many parts with each other, the availability of parts, and the cost of the parts is so freaking low. Like through our service center, there's never been a Hyundai or a Kia that like I looked at the bill and was like, oh my God, that's too expensive, right? Like they're just good, reliable cars now. You know what I mean?
Remember that Melissa had her door handles. Finally, she fixed it.
She was tired of waiting on you.
Embarrassed because I didn't do it. She went to a place with my uncle. You wouldn't guess how much that part was to repair that door handle, because she didn't buy the door handle per se. It was a little part that was inside the part. $8, bro.
Holy shit!
$8.
$8.
Yeah.
You can't even put a gallon of fuel in my car for $8.
That's what I'm saying, right? So and that particular Honda and Kia, the other day I drove an Infiniti that we have in here, 2018, and I was so disappointed, bro, in technology.
Yeah.
Because my vehicle, my Honda, is a 2018, exactly the same year, but in the Infiniti it said iPod, I don't know what. That was the technology on that vehicle, and mine already has Apple CarPlay and different stuff. So, and it's way the difference between prices is totally different.
And like I think just like the basics things that they come with, like I think most of them are going to come with the rear view camera. Most of them are going to come with like the blind spot monitor. Just like the little things that you don't even think about anymore. It's like they're mostly going to come with that. So like for me, it's easy. Like if you don't want to spend a ton of money, you want a pretty decent vehicle. I would say Hyundai Kia is up there now.
Now that I'm thinking, I probably jump it into one.
Okay, just relax. Just relax. The whole list, you're going to turn into a MotorTrend now. Just relax.
Okay, so what's your number 2?
All right, so number 2, easy Honda, bro. I think they make a dang good car. One thing that Noel, our sales manager, he taught me that I do a lot now. Like if you ever want to see how reliable a vehicle is, punch that vehicle into like Car Gurus or AutoTrader and sort it. You know, you could do best price, lowest miles, sorted by highest miles. And you're going to see how reliable that vehicle is. You're going to see those Hondas with 300,000 miles, 400,000 miles, maybe even 500,000 miles. And I think just the fact that that vehicle can run that long, like right now we have a 1998 Honda Accord. It's got like
the white one.
The white one. It's got 327,000 miles. It doesn't have a check engine light on. It doesn't even have a check engine light on, bro.
Damn.
What? Right? That's just a good. They make a freaking great product in my opinion, bro. And I think the technology that they have is more mechanical, and it's been like so good from a long time ago. Like those vehicles have been getting 30, 40 miles to the gallon way before 30, 40 miles to the gallon was even a thing. Like I saw something on Facebook the other day where it had a Toyota Prius on one side and like a 1991 like CRX or something like that, Honda CRX on the other side, and it said like 2024 Prius, 40 miles to the gallon. 1989 Honda CRX manual, 39 miles to the gallon. Like I was like, what the heck? Like they've been doing this shit for a long time. You know what I mean? And I think as far as parts, super dirt cheap on parts. Anybody can work on them. People actually prefer to work on them, right? I used to also be a technician at a Honda dealership. Man, it was so easy to change. Like you could do a freaking engine like that. Like everything is right there. It was easy. Like that's a dang good vehicle, man.
I totally agree. But for me, that's not gonna be number 2. For me, it's gonna be Toyota.
That's freaking blasphemy.
I mean, why is it in number 2 for me? Because 2 things, and I know that we're talking about reliability, but I also want to be comfortable on the vehicle. Toyota's technology, bro, is.
What are you driving? Is that a Honda?
That's a Honda CR-V, a CHR. So for me, Toyota, bro, Toyota's technology, no, bro, it's boring. It's boring, the vehicles, and I'm saying that I'm driving a 2022 Corolla, or the other day I drove a RAV4. I think we sold that one already. It was just like disappointing, bro. Like the technology, you don't have a super good experience, and they're freaking expensive, bro.
Yeah.
Because they know they are super quality, of course. They're freaking expensive, but you're paying this amount of money, yes, for reliability, but I also want to be comfortable in the vehicle, right?
So I mean, it's no surprise that my number one is Toyota, and so like I have to battle you a little bit on that, but at the same time, I agree with you. Their technology is just wore out, right? Like I've until I switched brands recently, I was Toyota Lexus diehard fan, right? My father had an Avalon that probably went like 700,000 miles or something like that. They're just good cars, right? But I will say, like, in the time that I had all these Toyotas and Lexuses, the technology was wore out. Like, everything felt, like you said, boring. Everything felt dated. Like, even, like, right now we have two 2024 Lexus ISs. But when I got in the car, they felt like what was the RC that I used to own? I think it was a 2020 or something, 2021. I don't remember what year it was, but it was, at the time I bought it was brand new. And these 2024s feel like the same exact car from 4 years ago. Like, they just don't have the oomph. But the reason that they're number one on my list is they're going to, and really I'll put Toyota and Lexus as one, they're going to freaking drive like it's nobody's business. You're going to get great fuel mileage. And I think it's a good combination of luxury and comfort. Like, they're too comfortable. Right? Like, if you're driving a Lexus, or I think if you're driving a Toyota, like a Camry, it's too comfortable. There is no, like, driving experience because it's like you're in a boat, right? But all in all, bro, like, I feel like everybody knows how to work on them. You're reliable. Like, you don't ever I don't think I've ever heard of a Toyota needing a freaking engine or a transmission, right? Like, I've never experienced that. And even, like, when it comes out of the cars, bro, when it gets into the trucks, like, look at the Tacoma, for example, right? Like, the reason that's number one on my list is the least depreciating, right? And just, like, as a dealer and somebody who's in the business, depreciation is something that means a lot to me. Like, just the fact that, imagine knowing that your car is still going to be worth some good money 2 years later, 3 years later, 5 years later. You know, it's just like that part is kind of what pushed it into the number one for me.
It makes sense. And for me, Honda is going to be number one because I feel exactly what all the benefits that we have, that is going to keep their value, anyone can work it, everyone wants to work on it. The parts are available.
Readily available.
So, but they have a little bit, and it's compared to Hyundai, Kia, and Toyota, Hyundai and Kia is going to have a better technology, but these two, of course, are going to be in a different level, right?
Yeah.
In regards of quality. That's why Honda is in top of my list, because they have a little bit of more or better technology. I want to be comfortable. I want to enjoy. I'm driving 2 hours a day, so I want to enjoy. For some reason, I'm feeling that everyone is far from me right now, because I'm working with other people right now, and it's a freaking hour away too. Dude. So I think I'm the problem. Right?
I get that, bro. So, like, I've always lived super close to work, and I used to drive a lot. This past week, I've spent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, today, Sunday. On a minimum, I've probably spent 14 hours on the road.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of driving. And if you don't love your car that you're driving, man, that's a lot of fucking annoyance.
Yeah. And that's exactly it for me, bro. I mean, I want, reliability, but my first vehicle, because, we bought a vehicle for the family, the Kia. But my first vehicle, the one that I can say was my vehicle, it was here in the United States. It was a 2008 Honda Civic. 2,000 and a fuck ton of miles. I don't even remember how much they were. But
it had 200,000 miles on the dash, but the body looked like it had 500, dog.
And I sold it to a barber in the barber shop that I go to, and he's still driving that.
Yo, speaking of barber, so my barber has a Honda Accord, right? That joker has over 300,000 miles. Man, he will not get rid of it. And I was like, why won't you get rid of it? He's like, bro, it just means everything to me. And it just keeps running. It keeps driving, bro. Like, it's nobody's business. And you know what's crazy, bro? Like, he brought it in here he's like, man, I just want to get it right. I'm going to keep this vehicle forever. I just want you to go through the entire car and tell me everything that it needs. The crazy thing is, imagine taking a 15, 20-year-old, I guess a 20-year-old, imagine taking like a 15, 20-year-old vehicle to a dealership and saying, I want you to fix everything it needs, and the bill being less than $2,000.
Dang.
Imagine that. That's a freaking Honda.
I think you should reconsider your number one.
Nah, it's Toyota, baby. Toyota.
So, yeah, and also now that you mentioned an old vehicle, I wanna shout out that vehicle that we have, the Acura Integra.
Yeah, speaking of Honda.
1988, like with 100 miles. How many miles?
70 miles, 70,000 miles.
70,000.
Yeah.
I was saying 100, no 100,000. It's very low miles.
Very low miles.
How many years? 20 years?
That one is a 2001, so 2011, 2021, so about 23 years, 24 years. It's almost as old as my sister.
Yeah.
It's super clean, and that's a customer's car. And when I saw that, I was like, yo, I need to be able to sell that. And thank goodness he gave us the opportunity to sell it for him.
Yeah, I drove it like from the parking lot to here to inside of our showroom, and it drives perfect.
Perfect, bro.
Yeah, I really like that vehicle. I wouldn't get it, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot, dude. And you know what's crazy? We got people all over the country reaching out. California, Texas, everybody in the whole country reaching out for that car.
That's a good marketing department that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. The best there ever is. Don't fuck with my marketing because I got Homer on my side.
So yeah, so that's all.
Oh, speaking of my marketing department, dude, on the way here today, in 20 minutes, I saw 2 Motorvation vehicles.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Which one?
I saw a Charger that I think Midtown sold and an F-250 that we sold.
Was a white Charger?
A green one.
How green?
Like dark green.
I don't remember that one. Probably I didn't take pictures of it.
Yeah.
So it's nice. Every time that I see our Motorvation vehicles out there,
I feel like butterflies. I light up inside.
Recently, I'm seeing more vehicles in my area. In my county, I'm seeing a lot of Motorvation vehicles.
Yeah.
Mostly trucks, though. You know.
We rule the world, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna have more stores very soon.
Absolutely. Come get you one.
All right, so what else do you have for today?
That's it, man. So I definitely want to make sure it doesn't get lost in the sauce. Everything that's online is bullshit. So if you look up top 10 most reliable cars or top 10 vehicles to buy, like there's a lot of BS on there, and I hope this is helpful. And I'm biased, right? Because I'm fixing these vehicles every day. Recently, we have every kind of vehicle, like from Porsches to BMWs to Land Rovers to Jaguars. Like we have every kind of vehicle, and just seeing what just simple stuff like brakes cost, seeing the miles on them, seeing the condition on them, seeing what my clients feel about them after they've purchased it. Based on all of that information, I really stick behind our top 5. Mm-hmm. Between mine and Homer's, I think there's a good set of vehicles in there for people that are getting your first car, people that want to buy their forever vehicles. If you just want to buy a vehicle and you don't want to have to worry about the maintenance on it, things like that, I think any one of those vehicles mentioned today are going to be top tier.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Well, I appreciate you for tuning in. I hope this helps you make a decision on which vehicle you should be buying next. As always, if you have any questions or if you have any ideas of what we could do to answer any more comments that you have, anything like that, please just leave a comment down below. You could tune into MotorCast on Spotify at MotorCast, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as MotorvationTrucks. And Homer, how can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me as Homer Lopez. Homer as in Homer Simpson, and Lopez as in Jennifer Lopez. I'm super creative.
I love it, dude. If only you look like her, I would love you even more.
Oh my God. People can find this handsome guy as _truck_dealer. This guy is not posting as much
as I should be.
But we're gonna get it right very soon. We're gonna get it right very soon. So thank you for tuning in again, guys.
Thank you, Homer.
I hope that it was a fantastic episode for you.
Ooh, you felt the energy in that one?